Trans versus cis athletes.
Word. Let's see.
What is good? Welcome back to the Flawdcast. I am your boy Flawdzilla, and I'm here with my lovely co-host Mozilla.
What up, y'all?
This is the last normal place on the internet. We are glad that you could be here with us today. All right, okay, and you will be too. Now, without further ado, this video. Oh, hold on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you be notified whenever we drop.
Flawd's booty.
This video is about whether or not it's a middle ground video. I think it's Jubilee. That's the company that makes these. Jubilee, we've reacted to Jubilee before, I'm pretty sure. This video is for the middle ground. It's a series they have called Middle Ground, where they have two people on opposing sides of an argument sit in the same room and see if they can come to a common ground, find middle ground in their situation. And this one is trans athletes and cis athletes. So the question that they're asking, I think, is do trans athletes have an unfair advantage? And if I was to be in this room, I would be on the side of they definitely have an unfair advantage.
Absolutely.
So
completely unfair.
I think so.
And the only way we would come to a middle ground is if they change their opinion to mine, because mine wouldn't change it.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe.
That's how I'm going into it.
Yeah,
I ain't changed my mind yet.
I don't think I'm going to change my mind. I've heard a lot of arguments that have to do with this conversation, and I still stand on the side of biology. So
agreed.
Yeah. Without further ado, let's get into this, man. Let's stop this. There we go. I like that stop, man.
Me too.
Hi, my name is Howard. I've been a swimmer for 13 years and currently I'm on the UCLA triathlon team.
My name's Jing and I've been swimming for 11 years.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I've been playing indoor volleyball for 7 years and I've been playing beach volleyball for 3 years.
My name is Afton. I play women's flat track roller derby and I've been playing since the end of 2018.
My name is Matt Banks. I'm a wrestler. I've been in combat sports for 8 years.
My name is Sydney. I played tennis growing up for 13 years and now I am a fitness coach.
Yep, all three of those are
trans athletes have an unfair advantage.
We knew right away.
Step forward if you agree.
When you first think about like transgender athletes, I guess the first thing you think about is, well, biologically, transition usually happens after puberty, right? So if this biologically
these days
male athlete
you
goes
never
through
know.
puberty, he gets like better bone structure, he has all these skills that he enhances.
I didn't mean to yell on top of her, but like I said, these days they're trying to they're trying to transition before that now, so they're trying to make it okay too. So this might not age well.
So if this biologically male athlete goes through puberty, he gets like better bone structure, he has all these skills that he enhances, all these muscle that he puts on, and then he transitions. Yes, your testosterone levels go down, but you're always just gonna have that like things that you've gone through like during puberty that you have after you've transitioned.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's always gonna be that advantage.
Absolutely.
I think it's dependent on the gender that they are transitioning to. For example, trans women do have somewhat of an advantage. Biological men are naturally born with higher bone density and larger lung capacity and a larger heart, and that's not something that can necessarily be changed with hormones. Of course, this isn't the same for trans.
She's right.
But in my head right now, I'm trying to figure out, she said trans women?
That means a man who turned to a woman.
Man turned to a woman has an advantage, absolutely.
But a woman who turned to a man, I mean, I guess it would
woman
be certain sports.
To a man?
I don't know what sport a woman turning to a man would have an advantage, but a man who was a man who changed to. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, okay, if there is a woman who changes into a man and then joins sports, if she dominates men in those sports, it is what it is, right? She's just a beast. But that's not going to be
every woman.
That's not even going to be 50% of the time. That's not even going to be 40% of the time.
Probably like
that's not even going to be 20% of the time. I doubt it's even 5.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, your fucking chapstick just fell apart on your lip. But I don't even think that's going to be like 5% of the time.
No,
that's going to be the case. That's a rare case. That is an isolated incident. That's the
exception to the rule.
Yeah, the exception to the rule. I don't think that a woman who changes into a man and then goes into a male sport. I don't see that being like a normal thing. But even then, why would you even that, like, the argument isn't that. The argument is, I guess they're saying trans athletes, so the argument is that, but what I'm speaking from is a man transitioning into a woman and then destroying women in their sports.
Records, their sport, everything, winning, taking
That
over.
is a fact. And that, I think, would happen 95% of the time.
I think it happens like a lot.
Yeah, you see that video I already did with her name is I forget her name, something Riker.
Yeah.
And she fought a man who was not, she was a world-class boxer. She never lost to a woman, beat every woman that she ever came in front of, had no more opponents as a woman. So she fought a man, and the man that she fought was not even that good in the men division. Like, he never was known as like a good fighter or anything. They like, he was never even heard of again after this fight, but he destroyed her.
Trans girl turned into a man.
No, it wasn't even trans. It was just a woman who fought a man. Yeah, that's it. It was just a woman who was the top of her sport.
They have women and men fighting?
No, this was a novelty fight.
Oh.
But, I just did a video on it. Why don't you watch my video, girl?
Because it was a live stream and I was at work. But anyways.
No, it's on my channel right now.
I know, but
as a video.
Come on, I don't know.
No. She don't watch my video. But anyway,
wait,
I'm about to explain to you.
Okay, yeah. No, I just had a question.
It was a woman. Go ahead. What was the question?
How, I know it's a novelty fight, but how is that still like...
They said it. They sanctioned it. It doesn't matter. What are you talking about? It happens.
It
doesn't really happen, but they sanctioned the shit. They just sanctioned it. It just is what it is. It's not like an actual company was like, hey, we're gonna start intergender fights. It was specifically for her case.
Okay.
Which you wouldn't let me explain. She was the top of her sport, which I actually did explain that, but she was the top of her sport. She didn't transition, nothing like that. But she was the top of her sport. She was a boxer. No one could fuck with her. No woman could fuck with her. So she decided, let me fight a man. So she fought a man, and this dude was smaller than her. He wasn't even that good in his sport. And she took him down, I think, once, right? She took him down once. But other than that, he bodied her. She was like, but she had way better technique. She was like, she should have won. But he was just a man. He could just take more punches. She couldn't do damage to him. She couldn't do a significant damage to him. And she was a beast. And he wasn't. And she couldn't do significant damage to him, which is going to happen majority of the time because men are built like that. Women are built like that. That's just how it goes.
It's biology, like we say every single time. And I don't know how people can even argue against that.
We live in cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs world. So they just say anything that they like. If it makes them feel bad, you're not allowed to say it. Even if it's 100% true, could be proven every day, all day. You just can't say it.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Fuck that.
It's fucked up. But the world doesn't conform. You know what I'm saying? So you can have as many people as you want conform, but the world, nature, is not conforming to that.
That's very true. That's very true.
Like, it is what it is. Reality is not going to change because you're sad when you hear you can't fuck with men. Like, why do you even? It is what it is. Like, get over that. That is an ego issue anyway.
Yes.
That is straight up ego. So women are allowed to have this crazy ego that is destroying the world. You know what I'm saying? Destroying America right now because there's no one knows their place. No one has any roles. No one is doing. Everyone's unhappy because no one knows what the fuck they are. So this ego of anything you could do, I could do better. Like, I remember that commercial with that girl on
I do too.
against Michael Jordan.
Yes,
that's shit. Ever since I was a kid. Ever since I was a kid, they've been trying to push this on us, bro. Ever since then, and it's never been the truth.
Yep.
It's never been the truth.
Never.
But
that's
anyway,
crazy.
Let's keep going.
Men athletes?
For me, it's just on average, guys are typically a little bit stronger.
He said the same thing we just said.
Taller. So depending on the sport, especially,
I don't know what sport a woman could.
Large advantage when you're looking at something like that. When it's something like swimming, having that ability to be a little bit larger lung capacity will overall affect that.
Brain sports.
Can I have the disagreeer step forward?
How can you disagree?
Why'd she have to sit on that side?
They probably do that to create a
among cisgender
every
men
other one.
and cisgender women. There are naturally differences in their anatomy, in their hormonal levels, in their height, bone structure, all that stuff. Like any cisgender woman compared to another might have a different body type.
Yeah.
Some women are naturally very strong.
But how many?
Don't start.
The advantage, which I think
So
in
ridiculous.
most cases
This is
is
ridiculous
the hormones.
already.
And if you compare the blood work and you're just looking at that, if they're on the same level,
You can't
in
compare
my
just the
opinion,
blood
there just
work.
isn't an advantage because when you grow up playing sports, some people are good at sports, some people aren't.
The problem I see with this argument is
Hold on.
hold
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Like, you blood work is that
not the
has
same.
nothing to do with
Not
how
the same
strong
at
you
all.
are. That has how strong your immune system is, maybe, or how strong your insides.
And
like,
on
whatever.
paper, a lot of
But
things look similar,
exactly.
but then when it's applied in the real
when
world,
it comes to mass and weight and strength and just overall, like
men testosterone.
you're a man, bro.
Men have testosterone pumping through them their
Yes.
whole life.
There's a thing called man strength.
There's
like
their whole life.
Men have always been like strong and fucking whatever.
I think the only way that you could stop this, the only way that they could stop this whole thing right now, not stop it, but the only way that they could actually have an argument is if they started transitioning babies as soon as they're born. That's the only way you could actually give, like,
careful. Someone's gonna hear that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
No,
that's
I'm
how
just kidding.
crazy it
But
gets.
that's how fucked up. Yeah,
That's the only way you could do it because
Yes.
the testosterone naturally just makes a man stronger.
exactly.
It makes a man strong. It adds all of that. The women don't have that.
And that's the
so
thing.
it's impossible. God made us like this, bro.
Yes, and that's
Even
why,
if you're not religious, this is how we're created.
But maybe that's why they're trying. That's why they're trying to do it before.
That's why they're trying to change the
puberty,
age.
Because when you think about it, when I was a little girl, I had I cut my hair mad short. I wore fucking the like clothes that would zip off at the butt, like boy.
They could have called you. They could have said you wanted to transition.
Yeah, I played sports. I played lacrosse. But then I did gymnastics. So it started to like turn more into like not just I was a tomboy.
It is what it is.
And like I would always be like just playing games with all the boys, like playing sports, whatever. But like that, if you catch it then and don't let the girl hit puberty, they're still not gonna get strong and become whatever.
That's
and
why
then
you got to transition them into babies.
exactly. And then even if the boys do it before puberty, like that's just
I just don't see.
That is so.
You would have to go 100% against nature.
Yeah.
And against biology in order to make this a thing.
That shit, I don't know how that's even legal.
And the fact that he just said blood work on pay. He literally, the point that we made already canceled his whole point.
Yeah.
Like saying, okay, how often is a woman that is born bigger and stronger than men, right? Or other women, how often do they go into the sport that they would be able to do well against men? And like it would take so many different things to line up. Like, so those big women, those women who are men would have to join in that sport early, and then and even then
probably take steroids. Steroids and shit.
I don't see how they can beat a man who is in that sport because he already was born that naturally big and naturally good at that sport. Like there's like he just said, men. What he said? Oh, women are born bigger than other women, but men are too.
Exactly.
And then
exactly.
So a woman who's born bigger than other women is still smaller than the biggest man.
Like Game of Thrones, the girl in Game of Thrones, that big bitch. She still got fucked up.
And
didn't
Mountain,
she?
multiple times. And the Mountain would have put her down. But you look at football, the biggest of biggest men are in there. So you tell me a woman who's just bigger than men goes on a football field and is gonna survive? I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. The injuries are gonna come quick. Like it's no matter what, they're not built to go against men.
No, not at all.
They're not. And just to say blood work, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That has nothing to do with it. Blood work just like
Wild.
lets you know what your levels are.
But
and
that's
if you're sick.
they look for anything, any possible thing that could go for their argument when everything else is against
He
it.
said their blood work matched, so I don't think they have an advantage.
Like, what?
Like, okay, bitch, whatever the fuck that means.
Literally means nothing.
There's a large group of people that the problem I see with this argument is that there's a large group of people that no matter what I do in a sport will always automatically assume that I have an advantage.
'Cause you do!
But they're not taking into account hours
This is
that
so
I put
selfish.
into practice.
No, they are.
Hours that I put into weightlifting to
They are.
become a better athlete.
They're
They are.
doing the
Roller
same
derby
thing.
is
They are.
probably 90+% cis women. I get my ass handed to me. Like,
Nice
yes,
try.
I
Nice
am
try.
tall, and
Get
I
the
can-
fuck
I
out of
can
here.
See that can be an
Nice
advantage
try.
in some sports, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that I have an advantage.
Yes, it does.
What
Yeah, it
we
actually
usually
does
talk
guarantee that you have an advantage. That's the thing.
First of all, he probably never played a sport in his fucking life, and he's going against people that he like trained from fucking first grade through high school, through college, and now he's going and try and play on the same level as them and just think, oh, because I'm
But
a man.
even then,
But-
when it go ahead.
like you might still get like beaten by some, but like if you put it on, like you said, that's an exception to the rule. If you put it on level, like as a whole, you clearly have an advantage.
Yes.
You have. There's no way you don't.
And square up with one of those bitches.
Right.
One of these bitches in the roller derby. Square
Yes.
up with them.
Yes.
And see who wins that.
Yep.
Because that's what matters
It's
to me.
strength.
When it comes to sports, it always, like, we have combat sports, so the peak of that is combat sports. So no matter what, you do have an advantage. I don't care what you say, but square up with that bitch and you're beating her. I guarantee it. Just like look at, he just said, you don't take into consideration the hours of workouts I do. Yeah, they do. They do. You shouldn't even be able to work out.
Literally,
if that's the
doing
case,
the same,
because
if
you
not
will be
more.
bigger. And that girl, I forget her name. Damn. They've been asking us to watch the video for a long time, but I already saw it. The MMA fighter who transitioned and then fought a girl and beat her.
Oh yeah, I don't know the name.
So I can't think of the name, but was not good. Again, the dude who turned into a chick was not good at the sport. Just started a year prior to. But the girl, the cis woman, had been fighting for years.
Yeah.
For years and years. The man who turned into a woman came in after a year of training and just ate a bunch of punches and then choked this woman out.
Okay, see, that's exactly what I was saying. Then,
Yes.
because some girl. It depends on the sport too.
Yeah,
that's just
why I said
pure
square
strength.
up.
You go play basketball against a bitch who's been playing basketball since she was in
she might
junior
wipe
high
you.
or whatever. She might school you
Yeah, she
because
might.
it's basketball, but it's not.
But then go into the
weightlifting
league.
and exactly.
Go into the league where there's men that have been practicing their entire life. You're not even going to have a chance. You won't, because the percentages of people who are in these sports are the top of their sport.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they want girls in the NBA? No, because you will get washed, because all of the men in the NBA are the best men at basketball.
Yep.
You don't have a chance. If we put everyone on a level playing field, the women are going to lose in physical sports. So if the playing field is not level, you're definitely getting washed. Like it's not level when every man in the NBA is better than. That's why. Remember that? I don't know what just happened recently. A high school team beat a professional team, bro.
Oh wow.
Beat an Olympic team. Boys high school beat an Olympic women's team.
Oh, see.
Yeah, it's being proven over and over and over again, but they
And,
refuse to believe it. No, that's just a one-off.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it's
and
not.
as a trans person, like, what you started out as or what you originally, whatever, but like, why would you, when you were first,
It's because you want your cake and eat it too.
exactly, when you were a man or before you turned trans, why, you were better and you were stronger, like, why do you feel like why
want
do you
your cake
feel
and you wanna eat it
comfortable,
too.
why do you feel comfortable just beating all these women
That's
knowing
what
that
I'm
you're
saying.
not doing it fairly? Like, you can be a woman all you
I
want,
wouldn't.
but when it comes to that shit, that's
I
not
wouldn't.
fair.
I wouldn't.
Like,
That's what I don't
even Caitlyn
understand.
Jenner, when Dave Chappelle, that put that in a new perspective for me, honestly. I didn't even think about it. When Caitlyn Jenner got Woman of the Year.
Yeah, that's real shit. So women who have been women their entire life
Yeah.
are not as good at being women as Caitlyn Jenner.
That's
just because,
crazy.
Because she decided to transition. Like, get out of
And,
here,
like,
bro.
as a
Didn't even fully
woman,
transition. Get out of here.
For real, as a woman, you should have
Disrespectful.
not accepted that award and,
Yeah.
and gave it to another woman and been like, I'm not.
That's what I don't understand.
you know,
You want to be a person, right? Why not just accept that you are not a biological woman and there's a label for you? You are a trans person.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm a woman who was born a woman.
That's
You're a
why I don't
man who was
understand.
born a man. And,
No, you're right. A win.
and these people are born whatever and trans into
Yes,
something.
it just doesn't even
matter.
make
My
sense.
uncle adopted or my great uncle adopted a son or a daughter who transitioned, and like whatever, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They're just. You are now.
You are what you are.
And he accepted,
Nothing's gonna
like,
stop you
I
from
was
being
just-
that.
Yeah, I'm just a person who transitioned. That's all.
That's it.
All
And
it
nothing.
is.
That's the thing. So it seems like what they want is everybody to play along in their fantasy.
Yep.
Like, that's not fair to us though, because we live in reality too. So how come it's fair to the trans person that everyone has to go along with their reality?
Yep.
Which isn't true, but we don't get to acknowledge our own reality, which is scientific. There's biology and science behind it. I don't get why you're transphobic if you're acknowledging that someone's trans.
Me either.
Like, I don't. Most people don't have problems.
No.
With trans people, but they try to act like anyone who questions or anyone who says anything, anyone who disagrees with like the fantasy that they try to push, you're automatically transphobic. But no, that's not it at all. I don't have a problem with anybody who's trans, but I have a problem with you for trying to make it seem as if I have a problem with, like, that's what the problem becomes.
Yeah.
You're trying to accuse me of something that I'm not, which builds resentment between me and specifically whoever you are. And then if you ride that bandwagon, then fuck you too. That's what it becomes. It's not trans people. It's you. It's the group of people who are trying to claim that we are phobic because we are trying to
and it's
just acknowledge reality of our lives.
And it's majority
we have
of the
reality.
time. Majority of the time, it's not a trans person that's saying.
No,
you're
it's never a trans person. That's the thing. But no, sometimes it be. Sometimes it does.
But a lot of the time, it's
look
not.
at Blair White. Look at a person like Blair White who fully understands how the world how the world works. It's not just about her.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's about everybody. It is what it is, and the truth is the truth. The fake is the fake. I mean, false is false, true is true. If you transitioned, then you transitioned. You are a trans woman, trans man. Stop acting like you're cis. Do your own thing. If you can, why not just be in the women's sport?
Why can somebody impose on me and it be okay?
Yep.
And then if I have a problem with it, I'm a phobic.
Yep. I don't understand.
Not me personally, but just like,
exactly. But why not just start a trans sport, a trans league?
Exactly.
Like,
why not? Why do you want to have an advantage?
It doesn't make any sense.
Just do it trans league.
Because they want their cake and eat it
all
too.
the fucking problems.
How come I can't just go play in a trans league? I mean, in a woman's league, because that's what you're doing. That's not fair.
Well,
I should just be able to go and dominate right now. Fuck identifying as a woman. I should just be able to go do it because that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But it's only fair. It's only okay if you identify. You just have to say those words. I identify as this.
That's it. And you could say it at the drop of a dime.
Yes. You see what Blair White was just talking about with the whole the J.K. Rowling and all that. Like, they changed the law out there. It's only a man can be a rapist and shit. Like,
wild.
Yeah. Let's keep going now. Because we're at
only
23 minutes.
4 minutes.
That's why I've been wanting to do this video, because I knew it was going to start a conversation for me.
And the news and politics and stuff is about trans women.
I'm so sick of being called transphobic and all these things. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even, I'm not afraid of anyone. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just saying, like, they just try to repurpose these words. Transphobic would mean I'm afraid of you, would mean, like, no, I just don't understand why you're trying to disagree with life. What life has been for years and years and years and years. Science, it's not even like society. It's not culture. It's not societal. It's
literal facts.
It is facts.
That we all learned and grew up with learning the same thing.
They can just change it, but I can't change anything, you know? It's fucked up, man. The world is for the victims now.
What we usually hear...
Which, okay, if you're an actual victim, okay, you know what I'm saying? But, like, these people ain't victims that they're calling victims. They want to...
Everyone's a victim to them.
If that's the case, everyone's a victim. Exactly.
The news and politics and stuff is about trans women just because they're in so much prominence, because they are winning. Like, I can't remember what her name is right now, but she was a powerlifter. She is a powerlifter. I think she went to Tokyo Olympics, and she's transgender. and they're winning by like a large amount, like
It's
of
clear.
weight.
If you truly believe
It's
that trans
clear.
women have an advantage, even with hormones, then that means you truly believe that trans men have a disadvantage, even with hormones.
Yeah.
So the argument that you
Yeah.
hear most of the time is against trans women. So does that mean that you're okay with trans men having that
No.
disadvantage?
No.
When I was like going through high school,
I don't think it should happen at all. But the real issue
wrestled-
that shows that it's an issue is the women dominating.
Yeah.
That's what shows the issue. The men losing is not showing the issue because clearly that is skewed situation because it's a woman turning into a man. It's actually making the point even more.
That's obvious. Like that's obvious. That's
Yes.
gonna happen if you're a woman and you're transitioning into a man.
Shouldn't
and
that
you
make the-
think you're gonna go beat these
Shouldn't that
men?
make the point even more?
You're not literally exactly. They have a disadvantage, and you're walking into it. So
Yeah.
why do you want?
It's a known disadvantage, and I do believe that. Why-
Yes.
That to me makes the point even more.
Absolutely.
A trans woman, you don't see them dominating. Why not?
Exactly. It just shows that it's
Or a
not
trans man. A trans man. My bad. A trans man. You don't see a
yeah.
trans man dominating.
No.
Because women do not match up to men.
No.
Plain and
physically,
simple. It is what it
biologically,
is.
No.
Especially like born women. Women who are born women don't match up to men. That's all that proves. That's all it proves. That's why a trans man cannot dominate in a sport full of actual men who were born men. And a trans woman who was born a man can dominate in a sport full of women that were born women. It literally makes the point even more.
Yeah.
against females. I had to suppress going through high school.
So does that mean that you're okay with trans men having that disadvantage?
When I was like going through high school, I wrestled against females. I had to suppress.
And look at the biggest person sitting here, bro.
I know.
It is the trans.
I know.
It's the trans woman.
Like, hello.
The biggest person on this goddamn stage.
And
is the
she's trying to
woman.
make herself small, like,
Yes.
and be like, you
And
know,
trying to play small.
I just try to like.
I get
work
my
out
ass handed
as
to me.
Yeah, like, bitch, no, stop.
You're a fucking big
you know
ass
you're in
dude.
there beasting on motherfuckers.
For real. Fucking grimy. And I didn't mean you're a big ass dude, but you, if you were a dude, you'd be
You're
a big ass dude.
You're a big ass bitch.
Legit.
You're
like,
a
don't
big
try to
ass
play
girl.
like anything.
If you're
Crazy.
like if you're a woman, you're a big woman.
Yeah. Legit. A giant
both my
woman.
hormones in my body, and I was still able to wrestle against females. I had to suppress both my hormones in my body, and I was still able to beat the men too, with my like levels low. Like, and
How
I
many
cut
men, though?
15 pounds a week. Like that was crazy.
You know, high
But, like,
school
that's what
boys.
I'm saying. Like the body is like a shell, and what we do every single day in the practices and the like life lessons that we get, like living 40 years on this earth, you know, we just try to live life the best we can.
Yeah.
So hold on. That means nothing. Did you dominate
argument.
in wrestling?
What about
We're not talking
now?
about winning. We're not talking about winning. We're not talking about winning. Everyone, the worst teams can win.
Yeah.
We're not talking about winning. We're talking about dominating. That's what we're talking about. Just because you could beat a few men, that's what we said. That might happen.
And they were boys. They were high school
Yes.
boys. What about now?
You're
Go
not
beat a
beating
man
a
right
full-grown
now.
man. You're not. You're absolutely not. I don't care what you say.
That's why.
Unless
he
they
didn't have an
suck.
argument. Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
they're the worst.
Or there's some twerp. Like,
Yes. It just doesn't like
that's
they
an
will do
exception.
anything. They'll do anything to push their goddamn this bullshit.
Yeah,
No
man.
one believes this, but they still push it. They're fighting hard for something that they know is unfair and not true. That to me is just so grimy of a thing to do. I have to judge you as a person if you're doing that.
Yep.
I have to. I can't just like I don't care if you could say, okay, that's transphobic. No, it's not. It's not. What it is not fair. That's not okay. That's not okay that you're making such an argument and trying to make people feel bad for you when you are asking for an unfair advantage. Like,
Absolutely.
not that one, because that's a woman, but there's no way I guarantee that woman, or it's a man now, but it was a woman, guarantee that man that is not doing much.
No.
They're not killing it at wrestling
Guarantee
right now.
they don't
Guarantee
wrestle
it.
anymore.
No, they might, but I guarantee they're not winning. They're not. There's no way. They're not dominating. They're not winning championships. Guarantee it. Unless someone's letting them win.
Oh yeah, they are trans athletes. Still,
Yeah.
they said.
That's what I'm saying. So it still said wrestler under the name, but you will not convince me that person could be Kurt Angle right now. And
No.
Kurt Angle is washed up.
No.
And I guarantee that person couldn't fuck with Kurt Angle. Niggas like Brock Lesnar are wrestlers. You ain't fucking with Brock Lesnar. You'll never beat a Brock Lesnar. Fuck out of here. Most men won't beat a Brock Lesnar. Like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. It just doesn't even. It literally does not make any sense to make this argument. Like, this person is, just because you're okay with getting your ass whooped and losing a bunch of matches doesn't mean everyone else should be. Sport should be even. It's competing at the peak of the sport. Trying to find the peak of the sport. You'll never be that as long as you're a woman trying to be in a man's sport, or a cis woman trying to be in a man's sport.
Trans athletes should have a separate category in certain sports.
That's where I would walk. I'd be right at that seat. I'd be right in that seat. Why not? Since the whole world has to change, right? Since the whole world has to change for trans athletes, then there must be enough to start your own league, right?
This is crazy.
There has to be at least enough to start your own league or your own category. If the whole world has to change and abide by your rules, there has to be enough of you guys to start your own league, right? To start your own category. Or else, what the fuck? Why do we have to change our entire way of living?
Literally.
When all we're trying to do is acknowledge science.
Oh shit! Like if you can get so upset and have an opinion and call everybody these bigots and phobias and phobics and all this shit, why the fuck can't I feel?
You can't even feel naturally.
You know what I'm saying?
About a thing. You can't even feel honestly. You can't even have an honest feeling. For real. That's the thing. Like, what they're saying is totally different. Calling people bigots, calling people phobics. That is literally just like shaming people for having beliefs.
Legit. When I have a
because you don't hate anyone.
Absolutely.
That's
when I have a genuine, logical
you have feelings.
reason for why I think the way I think.
But you're not allowed to.
Here. Exactly.
There's a reason for all of this, bro. It feels like this shit is being pushed the way it's being pushed for a reason.
Yes.
You know? And then people latch onto it because they're a part of the group and they're like, yeah, I need representation. But like, no one hates you. You're not. It's not that you're not represented. It's like, start a league.
For real.
Start a category like women did.
Everybody can go and get together and fucking
That's what women had to do.
Go protest about things. Go get together and make a sport. Play together and make your own leagues.
When it was men's sports, why did women not just join in with men?
Exactly.
Why did they get their own? Why did they start their own league? Maybe you would feel represented if you had your own league and could bring your own viewers and all. But then when viewers don't watch it, then everyone's homophobic or everyone's transphobic because they're not watching their leagues.
They have
and watching their category.
wheelchair leagues. Wheelchair basketball can't play basketball with regular basketball.
But just it's just the whole world has to change for trans people. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And I don't hate trans people. I feel no type of way. It's just it doesn't make. No, I do feel a type of way actually, but I don't hate anybody.
You don't.
But to claim that the world is phobic and all these things because they feel like feel like they should have their own category, feel like they shouldn't be able to compete with the opposite gender, you know what I'm saying, or the opposite, whatever you were born as, you should not be able to compete against someone else who's born as the other gender.
I don't want to say that they should be
and I don't even think, well, maybe I was going to say, I don't even think it would make sense for trans men and trans women to compete together in the same sport. But if they want to, they can. But I don't even think that would be fair.
Yeah, but honest. Because when I thought have their own league, I wasn't thinking all trans people together. I was thinking trans men and trans women have their own. Yeah.
Like featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. Yep.
Completely different category. Just because socially and legally, yes, they are that gender that they transition to, and putting them in another category just seems, from hindsight, it seems wrong. But as an athlete, like in the sporting world, it just does seem a little bit unfair if you classify them under the same
She means
group,
morally, like when you.
But how is it morally wrong?
I think she was trying to say like if
just in life.
Like not sports. If they're trans women and you don't consider them a woman because they identify as a woman.
But even then, I don't believe in that.
Well, she's just talking about for her personal reference.
I guess,
she
but
thinks
I just
trans woman should be called a trans woman. Whatever.
I think that's because of the shaming that they have been doing for the past however long. Like the media shaming everybody because, again, like I said, if you used to be a woman and you transition into a man, you're not the same thing as a man.
No,
you're not. I don't care what you say. It does not make any sense.
Man.
And the only, like, imagine if we just acted like you were, and then something medical happened, and the doctor just has to assume you're a man, not consider that you're a woman, and then you die because It was something that had to do with you being a woman and not a man.
And then they're going to say, why the fuck you knew she was a woman, really? And then it's like, what?
It just turns into so stupid. They just want their cake and eat it too. It doesn't
and then they
even
would
make
try
any
to
sense.
get that. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. I see exactly. Yep.
It's like you should be classified as whatever the fuck actually happened, because
that's what
happened. That's how the world works. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Everyone else is in a category based on what it is, and no one else had a problem being put into these categories. But for them, it's immoral. It doesn't make any sense. When we were born into men, women, all this, but and no one had a problem. But all of a sudden, now if you transition, it's an issue to be called transition when you actually transitioned.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And then we got to be called cis and like all this. And
for real,
I don't even care. Call me cis if you want. Call me a cis man. Call her a cis woman. I don't give a fuck. Call me whatever you want. But
you ain't
just
gonna
know
hear me doing
I am an
it.
actual man who was born a man. You're an actual woman who was born a woman. That is.
I'm
just,
a woman. I'm
that's
gonna
what
call
it is.
myself a woman.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you needed to label everybody,
yes,
like
for
whatever,
like medically and shit, yeah, absolutely, whatever.
I don't think it really matters.
No, it doesn't.
I really don't. But it's just like, okay, it's a bunch of people who don't have any like schooling on the shit. Yes. No knowledge on the shit, but want to make big decisions on the shit. Like when it doesn't even logically work. It doesn't work logically. In if you go all the way through with it, it doesn't work logically, but they still want you to live by that. It's crazy. We might not be able to make it through this whole video. We're gonna have to cut this
I
video
was
in
gonna
half.
say this,
I think.
but it's a good one, so I think we should.
Yeah.
Definitely are some sports.
We're gonna finish it, but not right now.
Physical ability makes a much larger impact on the sport itself. Wrestling would be one of them.
Cut it in half.
Swimming, track, something like that. But if you look at NASCAR as a sport, I believe that anyone can then go and do that
absolutely.
sport because that's more of a technique.
I believe that
if you
too.
look at other sports,
certain
like
sports. That's why I said
golf.
Physical sports.
Yep.
I said physical sports for a reason because, you could probably beat me in
That's what I'm
NASCAR.
saying.
You could beat me in chess. You could beat me in video games. You could beat me in anything.
Did you just say NASCAR?
Yeah.
I could beat you in NASCAR?
Maybe. I'm not saying actual driving, but NASCAR, maybe. It's a different thing. But I'm just saying maybe you could.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
You're taking it to a whole different level. I'm just trying to say.
I know what you mean. Like
maybe
a woman could easily go in and beat somebody in driving or chess or
that's all I'm saying.
Whatever. Golf, like he's about to say, no, because it's strength. How hard you hit that ball.
Exactly. Like technically. And then if women just get dominated by men, then it's going to be like, it's because he's a man.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to hear it, bro. I just put him.
Yeah.
Make it fair. That's it.
Make it fair. That's it.
Golf requires a lot of technique and a lot of strength. Plus, video games is now starting to make a massive rise. So all of those could definitely have both genders in it with no problem. For swimming, especially, if I were to
golf
decide that I would
because
like
golf
to
is technique. Like
that's true.
A man can't hit. Sometimes you need to use less strength.
But why don't they have women and men play against now?
I don't know how golf works, but I'm just saying. I think golf. You could probably do that, but maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't really know how golf works, but
hit that shit
I know that sometimes you don't have to hit it hard. Sometimes you just have to hit it precise. Yeah. And then like even on certain, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You just some you have to do in 2 hits every time, so you would have to hit it less, or maybe not. One of those you're gonna have to hit less. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so it is what it is. Just technique.
But I know they go to the driving range say, "Oh shit, I hit it 100 yards."
Yeah. See, driving is different, but yeah, you're right because it does take strength.
Yeah.
It does.
And then start all of the hormone therapy for transgenders in it with no problem. For swimming especially, if I were to decide that I would like to transition and then start all of the hormone therapy for a year or so, then obviously I would probably lose some muscle mass and I would slow down in my swimming, but I don't know if that slowdown would necessarily be enough to make
now we know that
fair
it wouldn't.
For the cis females.
Now we know
that
it
I'd
wouldn't.
be competing up against.
Well, now we know it wouldn't. We'll stop it there because it's at 40 minutes. But now we know it wouldn't because we see this situation that just happened with this Hannah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who looks like Logan Paul. If this Logan Paul chick, Hannah, didn't just come out in the news recently, breaking records.
Yeah.
Because she was a professional swimmer, or when she was a man.
Yep.
Like, if that wouldn't have happened, then maybe what you just said would matter, bro. But since you just brought that up, it's a fact that it wouldn't slow you down enough to not beat women.
Yeah.
Especially if you, like, it's just, that nigga was winning as a man.
Dominating.
Yeah. He was winning as a man, turned into a woman, and is now
still.
winning as a woman.
And
Like,
that's the thing. Okay, so you go and you kick ass as a dude, and then you're like, let me just go beat these women too.
Yeah.
Like just transition and still swim with the dudes.
that's it.
Who cares?
That's why. But then he loses muscle mass, so then it's not fair because then men are stronger than him.
So they make a league. They need to make their own league.
Yeah, but do you see the irony there? That doesn't even make any sense.
Exactly.
He can't compete with men now because he's weaker than the men. But he gets to compete with the women because
He's a little bit
woman,
weaker
but
than
he's
the men.
stronger than the women. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. But
It really doesn't.
hey, so yeah, we're gonna cut that video right there, and we'll continue it later on, or we will continue it. If you guys want us to continue this video, we will. I enjoyed this video.
I did too.
We did a lot of talking. I like when we do a lot of talking. Some
Yeah.
people don't like it, but that's what you're here for, right? So
We're
yeah,
here to talk, baby.
exactly. The talking is the content on this page. But if you want to see this video, the link will be in the description. Thank you guys for tuning in.
For real.
Appreciate you guys.
It's been like
Today's
2 days.
Christmas. Yeah, today's Christmas. I had to cut my live stream short yesterday because I came down with something. I don't know what it was, but I'm better now.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, you guys. I hope you guys had a wonderful day with your families. And I'm about to go live after this.
Yeah.
And if you ain't got no family, I still hope you had a wonderful day, because I know everyone doesn't have someone right now. But
Well,
we still got
come
the
hang
squad.
out live then.
We're about to go live, so come hang out with us. But remember to always... Oh, no. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you be notified whenever we drop.
Flawd booty.
Remember to always stay flawed. Don't you dare try to play flawed. And if you see me in the streets, then you better say...
Hey, Flawd.
Make it easier for me to go to sleep at night.
I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane. I had a dream that I could do my thing, and everywhere I went the people knew my name. Some people hated on the truth I bring, but now I use the hating just to fuel my plane.